Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today I want to show you my investment into an IRA. I actually want to show you guys the payouts and dividends because that's what I love talking about here on the channel. And I actually want to take you on the computer so I can show you in real time how much we got paid out in this last quarter, because with the investments that I have in our retirement account with Vanguard, they pay out on a quarterly basis. So I don't really get a lot of action on here versus like my M1 Finance portfolio, which if you are subscribed or you follow the channel, you'll see those updates come on a regular basis. And let's go ahead and just kind of take a look here and get an idea of what everything is going, what everything on the screen is, and kind of talk about it. So I have a IRA right now. It's sitting at about $87,055 in value. Obviously, with the markets kind of going up and down recently, it's a little bit down from its all-time high, but you can see here on March 23rd we just got paid out a dividend of $202.99, which is really cool. Not all of my money is in that one fund. I do have two other funds in my portfolio, but from the one that is paying out on the quarterly basis, that is a decent amount of money right there. And you can see right over here, I actually have my wife's account as well too, connected on here. So she does have a traditional, and she does also have a Roth. Obviously, depending on the years, if we hit over a certain threshold, I can't contribute to the Roth anymore, which is why we actually have some money in our traditional here. So you can see here we have about almost $6,500 in a traditional, and then we got paid out. So this one right over here, you can see it's the exact same fund, paid out the same day. This one was for $21.20, and then her Roth over here has actually quite a bit more. It's at $22,222, and this one actually paid out $48.48. So I actually have a dividend sheet right over here, where every month I actually like putting in all of my income so I can kind of keep track of how I've done in the past and how it's growing over time. If you want one of these, I think I still have the link available in the show notes for people that want to download it. It's free. You kind of sign up for my newsletter, but I really don't send anything out, honestly. Maybe I should, but you can see right over here, when I added that up, I think I lost my pen. There it is. So when I added it all up, we made $272.67 for March of 2022, which is all of the first quarter. Now, I do like to do comparisons of prior years and also from the last quarter as well. So the first thing I did was actually kind of compare it to last year, which you can see here. We made $197.18. And then if you look at the year prior, 160, and then the year before that, 159. So you definitely see a nice little increase coming on as the years keep growing or keep going, and you can see that it's gone and increased as well. Now, the downside is if I compare this to December, which was the end of last quarter, is actually down a decent amount right over here. So this is at 288.74. So you can look at that comparison and see a difference. Now, part of the reason for that is actually because one of the other funds that I have in my Vanguard account actually does pay out at the end of the year. So that's where that extra money came from, is from there. So if it was not including that, I think that this quarter would still be a better quarter. But what I actually like to do too is when I compare this year versus last year, let me scroll down here just a little bit. You can see our growth is 38.28% growth from the year prior, which is really, really nice. And then if we scroll on to the side here, you can see our average month right now is $90.89. Obviously, just for Vanguard itself, because the money that we made, we divided in the last 3 months just to see our monthly average. We're very close to, in our retirement accounts, hitting over $100 a month. Now, obviously, we don't need this money now, and we're not going to have access to it for a while, but that's really cool. And then you can see our total dividends earned is $2,632. Now, I'm actually going to show you what I made in my M1 Finance account as well, but before I do that, if you are somebody with student loans, I highly recommend checking out the link down below to potentially refinance your student loans and lower that interest rate. And the cool thing is, it is entirely free to go through the process and refinance your student loans. That money you are going to be saving could be hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, and you can use that for investments if you wanted to, or anything else. And the cool thing is, using that link supports out the channel, but you get a nice bonus as well for going through that link. I believe it's about $100 bonus just for going through and refinancing those student loans. Now, let's take a quick look here. I don't have my M1 Finance fully up and everything, but what I do have is on my tab here, I actually added up how much we're going to make at the end of March, because all the dividends that I'm going to get paid out already passed their their dates. So even though not everything is fully paid out yet, and I'll make a separate video for this at the end of March, you can see right over here, we earned a total of $120.22, which is by far the biggest month we've ever had in dividend payouts, which is so fantastic. I'm so excited because that is a huge amount. Now, part of the reason is because I sold off some stocks and bought more into the stocks that were paying out on that same month. Because if you look in December of 2021, so compare the same pay period essentially, it was $81.94. So quite a huge increase right there for us. Really excited. And then when you compare it to last year, it's nearly doubled of what we made last year, which is really, really cool. The only downside is that certain months like February, you can see here, has been about relatively the same, and it's going to stay kind of consistent for a long time because there's only, as of right now, one company that pays out in that time period. Sometimes if companies kind of like, shift their dates on the payouts, that might change. But as of right now, that's not bad at all. Still really excited for it. We are averaging $68.78 every single month from just the M1 Finance, and then a total of $913.20. But because I like adding everything up together, so I have this total dividend sheet right here. Let me just make sure most of it's kind of in screen. Let's see if I can't move that. So in total for 2022 so far, in March, we've actually earned $392.89, which is bonkers. That is so freaking awesome. Definitely the best month we've ever had so far. And you can see, let me get the pen back. You can see December was the highest prior to that at $370. So a nice jump up from that time period prior. And then you can see here, our total for 2022 is $479.01. And then if you just compare Q1, oops, let me delete those. If you compare Q1 of 2021 and Q1 of 2022, look at that difference right there, $319.19 to $479 and a penny. Like that's a nice increase from that year prior. And obviously that's the whole point of dividends, is that compounding interest. I'm taking those dividends that we get paid out and actually moving them back into stocks, whether it's either the company that paid out those dividends or other companies entirely. On Vanguard, it is whoever pays out gets that money back into those accounts. So that $202.99 is going to go more into the S&P 500 from Vanguard, which is VOO for most people, but on their thing it's VFIAX, which is like the mutual fund version. Pretty much everything is the exact same there. But on M1 Finance, when a company pays out, I don't always pay that dividend back to the company that paid out. I usually send that money to companies either that are closer to their expiration date, are closer to their ex-dividend date, that are maybe low on their 52-week average, or just a company that is pretty low on their 52-week average in general. And the reason I do that is because I get more value from the companies that are down rather than paying more for the companies that are at their like 52-week highs. So that's kind of the way I play that. Obviously not everybody does the same, but that's always different for everybody else. You guys can let me know what you actually do with your earned dividends. Like, do you pay them back into those companies that gave them, or do you actually just put them back into your portfolio to like maybe your lower performing ones? Because why not buy on the dip on those individual stocks? I'd like to hear from you guys as well. But I always mention that, learning and growing is a great way to keep on, getting invested and sticking with it. So I actually going to put a video right over here for you to keep on learning if you want to check out my other portfolios and see more ways to make more money with dividends. My name is Dennis. I'll see you in that next video.